out pretty sharpish to make a save, but definitely a warning sign there early on.
And here is loads of space down the left-hand side. The ball sent back across the 6-yard box by De Kuyper. And no takers, and it goes away through Nico Dominguez, and neatly worked down that left-hand side between him and Igor Jesus. De Kuyper. Kadioglu runs ahead of De Kuyper now to try and get on the end of this long ball, and then heads it infield to De Kuyper, who fires over the cross back post, and there's Jorginho Rutter back post to put it over the crossbar. Morato and Nico Williams were with him and doing enough to put him off, and he's dug it over the bar from pretty close range. But that is exactly what James Perch was just talking about. Two left wingers effectively, and they outnumbered Forest.
See, that's the problem, and they've got the left fullback and the left winger.
Yard box with Brighton waiting to make runs across the front of the goalkeeper. In it comes from De Kuyper, back post. It actually is sent back across the face of goal. Then Rutter has a go at goal, and that's cleared off the line by somebody. Welbeck has a go, and that's blocked. Comes out towards the edge of the box. Vifa leaves it for Kadioglu. He shoots, and that's blocked. And it comes out left-hand side, and it'll be allowed to run for a Brighton throw. 3 efforts for Brighton. The closest from Jorginho Rutter, which was just blocked pretty much on the line, maybe just in front of the goal line. I think it was Ibrahim Sangare that got to it, but there were so many players in there. Throw. Kadioglu takes. It's a long throw from the left-hand side. It's headed away towards the edge of the box and driven then by Yassine Ayari, but over the crossbar on the volley, and it rises up and into the Trent end, and it remains 0-0, but Brighton are banging on the Forest door.
Yeah, Forest are up against it in this first 10 minutes for sure. They've had a few chances against them, but this can happen, whether it comes at the start.
This is Dunk sending a long diagonal out towards Minte again, and Minte takes on Nico Williams, gets by him, pulls it back, and again there's a block which ends up going behind off a double ricochet for a goal kick. Mats Vifa was well forward this time to get on the end of the pullback from Minte, who again, even with a ball at his feet this time, just burnt past Nico Williams like he wasn't there. Got to the byline to pull it back to Vifa, and it was Milenkovic who closed the door on Vifa, and it came back off the Brighton man and out for a goal kick. 14 gone, and somehow it's still 0-0. From the far side this time, shields his eyes from the sun. And on that far side, and in it comes, in towards the near post. Dunk gets his header away, Dominguez volleys it in, and then it's saved by the goal. Verbruggen out of his penalty area now before rolling it to Van Hecker. Welbeck turns it backwards, and then nicked by Dominguez from Vifa. Well worked by Dominguez. Down the left wing he goes, pulls it back to Gibbs White, who's volleyed it just wide. Oh, it's the best chance of the game for Forest so far, and it was almost spectacular from Morgan Gibbs White, but it went just wide as he tried to steer it just inside the far post and beyond Verbruggen. Really good play from Dominguez, who looked up and pulled back a lovely chip towards the edge of the penalty area for Gibbs White, and a little hitch kick from Gibbs White trying to steer it just inside the post. Goes 32, nearly 33 played, and Ndoye cuts inside this time, trying to get away from Kadioglu. And then in the end they both go down. He gets back up again, and Ndoye keeps possession. And now Sangare in the middle of the half feeds it through to Gibbs White inside right channel. And Gibbs White puts it across the 6-yard box rather than shooting. I have to say, I thought he was offside when Sangare stabbed the ball through to Gibbs White. And I thought once he was through in that position inside right channel, he was clearly onside. Vifa was playing him on. What a chance. Gibbs White choosing to put it across the 6-yard box instead of going for goal. And too far in front of Igor Jesus, and away it to the right. This is Anderson down the line towards Savona. Savona level with the edge of the penalty area, pulls it back for Anderson to cross first time, and Ndoye with a volley blocked at source, comes out for Sangare to drive just wide, not by much. 25-yarder from Ibrahim Sangare. I think Verbruggen would have had it covered, but it didn't miss by much. Just wide of the target. Really good effort from Ndoye from the first cross, which was blocked at source. On the volley, came out for Sangare, comes for Gibbs White, and he has to go backwards now for Morato. Midway inside the Brighton half. Back left wing it goes for Dominguez. Dominguez with a cross in towards the near post, looking for Jesus, who's just levered off the ball by Dunk, and it goes through to Verbruggen once again. with 10 minutes to go until half-time. Verbruggen back to the right-hand side. Here's Rutte trying to send it through, and he has done to De Kuyper, who suddenly popped up in space inside the penalty area, and Maxim De Kuyper has put Brighton in front right at the end of the first half. Rutte's little ball into the penalty area as Verbruggen rekindled the attack with a long ball towards the right-hand side, and it was played towards the corner of the penalty area, and then as it worked its way into the box, suddenly in space was Maxim De Kuyper. He was only about 10 yards out, inside rightish, and Brighton have themselves in front right at the end of the half. Some neat football, one touch, and then Rutte just poked it through. It went behind Welbeck, and just following in behind Welbeck was De Kuyper to sweep home first time. Brighton, having dominated the early stages of the game, then been pegged back by Forest, who've come back into the game, now take the lead. 1-0 Brighton.
I'm waiting for Forest to give them the ball back or counter-attack. It's a good spell for Forest because they've got plenty of passes, they've got control of the game. And Hutchinson looks lively every time he gets it. He's
got it again, and he rolls it infield to Sangare, who goes for the return ball. Here's Gibbs-White inside right channel, pulling it back just behind Jesus, and it didn't quite reach Hudson-Odoi because it's cleared. And Brighton defending deeply with everybody well back inside their penalty area. Anderson's ball, back post, and it's Gibbs-White who volleys it, and somebody else in a red shirt got in the way. It's Sangare. Gibbs-White can't believe it. Whether or not it would have gone in, we'll need to see a replay, because there was a crowd of bodies anyway, but it's actually hit Sangare. Gibbs-White looks crestfallen. And I think Verbruggen would probably have been in the right place to save it. It's now Anderson who finds Gibbs-White, and Gibbs-White with Hutchinson outside him. Here is Hutchinson into the penalty area, pulls it back for Gibbs-White, whose shot is blocked again. This time by Hinchelwood, who just got something on it. Well, he got his back to it to block it. Again, Gibbs-White trying it first time, and blocked by Hinchelwood. It's another good move from Forest. It's resulted in a corner, which is taken quick. Here's De Kuyper. De Kuyper with the cross, and it's going to be stabbed away, and then great tackle by Morato, comes out for Kadioglu, and that's blocked by Matt Sells. 3 efforts for Brighton, and then Anderson wins a free kick. One brilliantly saved by Sells, and when it looked like it was going to be swept in on the rebound after the first save from Sells, that just seemed as if it was going to fall very kindly for Simas after the first effort. Morato got a great challenge in, it broke for Kadioglu, and then Sells saved with his legs. Brilliant from Sells to save the first one from Gomez, then from Morato to save the second one, then from Sells. And Morato is there to send it back to Sells, who's going to come out of his penalty area to sidestep away. He's almost at halfway, Sells here, as then he chips a ball away down the right wing for Hutchinson, who's headed it past his man and gets to the byline. Nobody really to pull it back to. There is Jesus, whose shot is saved with his legs by the goalkeeper. Clearance, and then given away by Gomez in the middle of his own half to Anderson. Anderson for Hudson-Odoi, Brighton with plenty back. Hudson-Odoi trying to jink infield away from Vifru, gets a foot in, but he keeps hold of possession. Hudson-Odoi gives it Yates. Yates wide right now for Hutchinson, who gives it Savona on the overlap into the penalty area. Goes for goal at the near post, and the goalkeeper punches it clear. It's whipped across the edge of the penalty area. And now Morato goes and retrieves for Forest, and now it's with Anderson left wing. Anderson inside left channel for Hudson-Odoi, and a great block by Van Hecker. How do we get back underway again? It's fallen over the head of Milenkovic. That's a bit short from Morato, but then it's going to go loose and to be prodded in by Simas.
Deserve it.
It's 2-0 to Brighton, and Forest are done. A long ball forward, and Morato's header back to his goalkeeper. Never looked like it had enough on it. Gruder got onto it in the first place. Sells came out and blocked him, and then it fell to Simas to just sweep in from just inside the penalty area. Stefanos Simas gets his first Premier League goal after Morato's header backwards didn't have enough on it.